Hey y'all, today we'll be talking about the legend of Bloody Mary. Don't worry, we'll just be talking about her. The mirrors are just to set the mood. If you can see, I have 3 mirrors in the background, they're just to set the mood. We won't be summoning her today. So, let's get started. Who is the real Bloody Mary? How many times do you have to chant her name to summon her? What will happen when you do summon her? How far back does the story go? So many questions that are unanswered. Let's find out some of them, even if some of them will be kind of scary. So let's get started. So what I found was, depends on which verse of the chant of the Bloody Mary you chant 3 or 13 times. I grew up with the 3 times, but there's one where you chant 13 times and then you say, which is crazy, you say this: I killed your baby. Or, I believe in Mary Worth. And stand in a dark room with a candle in front of a mirror. So it depends on which version you depend on. So if you're brave enough, there's some of the versions you could do, but I'm not daring none of y'all to do this. Let's see. And what will happen? Another question. What will happen? Well, she scratches you. Or she'll drive you insane. Or she'll drag you into the mirror. Or just, you'll see her holding a blue baby. Or you just see her standing there doing nothing. And that's when you tell her, I took your baby. Which, I don't like that version. That version's just off the hook crazy. So that's what I found on how many times you chant. Depends on the version, depends on the version of the Bloody Mary, the Bloody Mary you grew up with, or the way you want to do it. How did it come? That mirror just keeps falling. Sorry, y'all. Sorry. Stay. How did it come about the whole mirror thing. Well, it's kind of a crazy deal, which I never heard of until I kept on researching deep into it. Women used to look into a mirror to see if they was going to have a future lover or not, or be able to see their future lover, be able to live to see their future lover. And what they did was turn the light off, have a candle, first eat an apple. I don't know what the apple did, but they would eat an apple, and once they eat that apple, they would look into the mirror, and if they seen a skeleton standing beside them, that means they would die before they met their lover. So, yeah. I don't know where that came from back in the day, but that's what I found. The research of where the mirror idea came from. Who could be the real Mary? Well, I found out they could be 3 people they thought that could be Mary. But they could be more, who knows? But when I did my research, these are the people that I kept digging into that could be Mary. So, they had Mary Worth, Elizabeth Bertrand, and Queen Mary. Them were the 3 people that definitely could be Mary. So let's start off with Mary Worth. It says she was around the Salem witch trial era, the Civil War in 1860. Sorry, y'all. I guess I have to leave it laying like that. We still got them mirrors. Okay. Let's see. Where was I? The story is the town thought she was kidnapping kids and doing, I don't know what with them. Maybe eating them. And then later on, they found out kidnapping the kids and people and selling them the Underground Railroad and torturing them. Selling them back, and they was getting tortured. Finally, they eventually caught her, and they either burned her at the stake, and or they lynched her. And to that day, the townspeople was afraid to look in the mirror and say her name. So that's why she became uncontested of people thinking she might be Mary. Because how many times have I said it with these mirrors around? Okay, the next one is Elizabeth Bertram. Some people think she could have been, because she was a serial killer. Sorry, and she was a serial killer from the 1590s to the 1610. She killed hundreds of girls and women. Way over 300. And they said she bathed in the blood of her victim to regain her youth. and her nickname became they became to calling her a Dracula, or like a Dracula. But since she bathed in the blood of her victim, she became somewhat that's why she became like another contestant of Bloody Mary. The last one I could find was Queen Mary. When she ruled, she had burned 300 people at the stake because they didn't believe what she wanted to believe. They didn't want to go to church, so they defined her. So since they didn't want to go to church, her church, or have anything in common like that, she decided, I'm the queen, I can burn you at the stake. So she burned over 300 people at the stake, and her nickname became Bloody Mary. So that's one reason why she is a contestant of being Bloody Mary. But there's something else. She came with child, and she didn't really show. And when her due date came and gone, there was no child. So it came to say that she did have just a lump of flesh. So they think that's why the legend says about her holding a small blue baby, or that you yell, I took your baby, or I killed your baby. So that's why she got put in to one of the women that could be Bloody Mary. Who knows? The root of the legend of Mary goes back to probably farther than the 1590s. If you go with one of the which was it? Mary Elizabeth story. So it could be farther than that, and they could be somebody else that really is the real Mary. But one of these could be Mary, but they could be somebody else out there that could be the real Bloody Mary. We could never know unless we actually seen her, but if we actually seen her, we might not even live to see daylight again. Which is crazy that little kids nowadays do play this game, which I don't think it's a game at slumber parties nowadays still. What do y'all think? Do you think any of these three women, Mary Worth, Elizabeth Bethlehem, or Queen Mary, could be the real Bloody Mary, or could it go even farther back and it could just be somebody they just never even thought could be? What are y'all thoughts on it? Thank you. Comment down below and tell me. And thank you for watching. I hope y'all enjoy this. it took me a while to try to get this research done and try to make it as good as I tried my best on it. And I can't wait for the next thing for the next story for Spooky Fest, spooky season. So until next time, bye y'all.
You're watching Myers Paranormal.